The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson wasn't just another late-night talk show. It was a true cultural landmark for over 30 years. Audiences tuned in nightly to watch Johnny's effortless charm, A-list guests like Joan Rivers and Wayne Newton, and those unforgettable moments that kept viewers glued to their screens. Yet behind the laughter and polished banter lurked Johnny's notorious temper, which sometimes erupted backstage and even spilled into headlines. In one jaw-dropping incident, a guest crossed a line so badly that Johnny banned him forever, proof that even the king of late night had his breaking point. John William Carson was born October 23, 1925, in Corning, Iowa, and spent his earliest years in small towns before his family settled in Norfolk, Nebraska. From the start, young Johnny displayed a flair for performance. At age 12, he stumbled upon a magic book and immediately taught himself sleight of hand, amazing his relatives with card tricks. His mother, spotting that spark, gifted him a magician's cape, and by 14 he was billing himself as the Great Carson, earning a humble $3 per show. Eager for bigger stages, Carson headed to Hollywood after high school, but not before Notorious prank landed him a $50 fine for impersonating a Navy midshipman, a tale that only added to his growing legend. In 1943, amid World War II, he joined the U.S. Navy via the V-12 college training program, commissioned as an ensign. Stationed aboard the USS Pennsylvania, Johnny decoded classified messages by day and boxed undefeated in amateur bouts, posting a remarkable 1151 record in the ship's gym by night. One of his most legendary Navy moments occurred when he performed a magic trick for Secretary of the Navy James Forrestal. When Forrestal quipped, "Planning to stay in?" Johnny replied, "I'm aiming to be a magician," a quick-witted flourish later, and he'd earned the Secretary's admiration. Proof that his on-the-spot humor could dazzle even the highest-ranking officers. After the war, Carson used his GI Bill benefits to enroll at the University of Nebraska, Lincoln. Originally studying journalism with dreams of becoming a comedy writer, Johnny soon realized radio called to him more loudly. Switching to speech and drama, he crafted a brilliant senior thesis, How to Write Comedy for Radio, complete with taped skits and detailed analyses of timing and punchlines. His internship-style project showcases analytical approach to humor and helped him graduate in just 3 years with a BA in radio and speech, plus a minor in physics. That potent mix of rigorous study, real-world performance, and a dash of scientific curiosity set Carson apart. He emerged from college not just with a diploma, but with the tools to master the airwaves and, eventually, late-night television. After college, Johnny Carson's broadcasting career exploded in 1950 when he joined WOW AM Radio and WOW TV in Omaha, Nebraska. There he launched The Squirrel's Nest, a razor-sharp morning show where he even interviewed courthouse pigeons to roast local politicians. His fearless blend of satire and spontaneity made him a hometown hero, and soon he was emceeing civic events alongside the very figures he playfully lampooned on air. In 1951, Carson's talent caught the eye of NBC executives in Los Angeles, who signed him to develop Carson Cellar, a low-budget sketch comedy series running from 1951 to 1953. With music cues, visual gags, and offbeat commercials, he transformed a shoestring budget into prime-time creativity. One night, comedy legend Red Skelton tuned in, was blown away by Carson's writing, and hired him as a writer on The Red Skelton Show in 1953, Carson's first big Hollywood break. Fate struck in 1954, when Skelton was injured minutes before a live broadcast. Producers scrambled as Carson, script in hand, donned Skelton's bow tie and ad-libbed an entire show. His quick wit under pressure earned ecstatic applause and solidified his reputation as an improv genius. Within months, Jack Benny invited Carson onto the Jack Benny program in 1955. Carson lampooned Benny's iconic pause, joking that Benny was borrowing his style, winning both laughter and Benny's enthusiastic endorsement of his burgeoning talent. While writing for Skelton and Benny, Carson also fronted game show Earn Your Vacation in 1954 and hosted the primetime variety series The Johnny Carson Show, each gig sharpening his on-camera ease. However, his true breakout came with NBC's Who Do You Trust? In 1957. Paired with announcer Ed McMahon, Carson's intelligent banter, genuine curiosity, and warm rapport with contestants turned the daytime quiz show into a ratings powerhouse and cemented his status as television's wittiest host. By early 1962, Carson's star was in the ascendant, and NBC offered him the coveted Tonight Show role. Initially daunted, especially after favorites like Bob Newhart, Jackie Gleason, Groucho Marx, and Joey Bishop all declined, Carson negotiated a 6-month delay to wrap Who Do You Trust? NBC kept Tonight alive with rotating guest hosts, Marx, Merv Griffin, Jerry Lewis, and Donald O'Connor, while Carson paused to prepare. Meanwhile, the network promised him a state-of-the-art Burbank studio, a world-class band under Skitch Henderson, and creative freedom to craft a national nightly ritual. By October 1st, 1962, Johnny Carson was ready to redefine late-night television. Johnny Carson stepped on the Tonight Show stage on October 1st, 1962, and late-night television would never be the same. Initially daunted by filling 105 minutes each night, he wrestled with self-doubt, but Carson soon found his stride, transforming hesitant openings into smooth segues and turning reluctant guests into must-see stars. His quick wit and genuine curiosity made even the driest interviews sparkle with humor and warmth. Behind Carson stood his perfect partner, announcer Ed McMahon, whose booming "Here's Johnny" became the show's signature blast. At the same time, conductor Skitch Henderson and the NBC orchestra provided lively musical bridges and precisely timed cues that elevated every segment. Together, they crafted a polished yet spontaneous atmosphere where jokes landed perfectly and breaks never felt predictable. Director Billy Wilder summed it up best. By the simple law of survival, Carson is the best. He enchants insomniacs and early risers alike. He is a Valium of a nation. No matter the deadpan guests, he makes them entertaining. He plays nurse and surgeon every night in front of millions. He does the salto mortale without a net. Such glowing acclaim underscored Carson's uncanny ability to balance humor with empathy. Carson delighted audiences with recurring features like Karnak the Magnificent, the mystic who pre-answered audience questions with comedic flair, and Stump the Band, a live trivia challenge that turned musicians into quiz contestants. These playful diversions showcased Carson's improvisational genius and gifted viewers memorable catchphrases to quote for decades. Every episode opened with Paul Anka's inviting theme, Toot Sweet, adapted from his earlier song. Carson even penned and used lyrics, securing 50% of royalties. That mellow, memorable melody remained unchanged from his debut in 1962 right to his farewell in 1992, anchoring The Tonight Show in audiences' hearts. On May 1st, 1972, the show bid farewell to 30 Rock, relocating to NBC's Burbank studios. This West Coast move made booking A-list celebrities and rock star musical acts easier than ever. Guests arrived straight from premieres, live bands set up backstage, and the energy crackled with Tinseltown glamour. By 1980, Johnny pared back to hosting 4 nights a week, leaving Mondays to guest hosts like Joan Rivers, George Carlin, and Jerry Lewis, while Carson held court Tuesday through Friday. Episodes taped at 5:30 p.m. were beamed via satellite at 11:30 p.m. Eastern and Pacific time, preserving Tonight's reputation as true appointment television, no matter the time zone. Throughout these years, Carson refined the monologue into a nightly ritual. His sharp, topical jokes launched each show, and if one fell flat, he'd break into a playful soft-shoe dance to Tea for Two, instantly winning back the audience. His phantom golf swing, a relaxed, half-smile gesture, became a beloved trademark, with guests occasionally mimicking it for laughs. With these signature moves, Carson turned every mishap into magic. Under Carson's steady hand, The Tonight Show set the gold standard for late-night talk. Each element, from monologue to band to sign-off, meshed into a seamless experience that defined generations of television and cemented Johnny Carson's legacy as the undisputed king of late night. By April 1979, Johnny Carson had been the face of The Tonight Show for 17 years, a ratings juggernaut generating roughly 17 to 20% of NBC's pre-tax profits. When he announced his planned exit, the network swooned. They offered him a record-shattering 3-year contract. Under the new deal, Carson trimmed the show from 90 to 60 minutes and cut back to 3 nights per week, making Mondays available for Best of Carson reruns. Yet even with fewer appearances, his star power and earnings soared. He remained television's highest-paid personality. Carson's relationship with Joan Rivers began as mentor and protege. She hosted Tonight frequently from 1983 to 1986 before landing her own Fox late-night program. When Rivers accepted Fox's offer without warning Johnny, he felt betrayed. In a fit of fury, Carson banned her from Tonight Show, a prohibition that lasted until Jimmy Fallon lifted it in 2014. Beyond professional fallout, rumors swirled of deeper personal rift, but regardless, Rivers' banishment stood as a stark reminder. Cross Johnny, and you vanish from his stage forever. Master mimic Rich Little was once a Tonight Show staple, dazzling crowds with perfect celebrity impressions. Even Johnny himself. Yet by 1982, Carson grew tired of Little's relentless satires. Invitations dried up, and Little claimed Johnny had blackballed him for mocking him too much. Whether due to creative differences or performance fatigue, the end result was the same, a permanent ban that echoed Rivers' fate and cemented Carson's iron grip on the show's guest list. On May 9, 1994, absurdist comedian Bobcat Goldthwait decided to literally light his chair ablaze during a live taping, an unscripted stunt that sent the studio into pandemonium. Flames licked the set, security swarmed, and Carson stared in stunned silence. Goldthwait was promptly arrested, fined $2,700, and agreed to film fire safety PSAs as punishment. Though he made a cheeky cameo later buried in dirt, his Tonight Show career went up in smoke. Proof that Johnny's stage was no place for pyrotechnics. After 3 decades and over 4,500 episodes, Johnny Carson bid farewell on May 22, 1992. His closing words, "I've had a wonderful time. Folks, good night," became television lore. With tears, standing ovations, and one last "He ears Johnny." From Ed McMahon, the king of late night rode off into the sunset. His departure marked the end of the golden era and set off the historic succession battle. On January 23, 2005, at age 79, Carson took his final bow, succumbing to emphysema. His passing marked the end of an era, and tributes poured in worldwide. Fans recalled his calming sign-off. "We wish you love, peace, and soul, and mourn the loss of television's greatest host." Carson remains a man of dazzling contradictions. Charismatic yet volatile. Brilliant yet burdened by personal demons. He shaped late-night TV and left his family fractured. Was he a misunderstood genius, or one of Hollywood's most complicated figures? His legacy invites debate and introspection. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in comments below. Hit like if Johnny's magic still moves you, and subscribe for more untold stories from TV's golden age.